So it's not like that.
Is there simultaneously?
Yeah, he's there at the same time.
Everywhere.
Everywhere. So that's why it's so great. And that's why it's achintya, because we cannot understand this with our present
Body.
yes.
Yeah, because there's nothing like that in spiritual world. That's
No.
why I'm getting confused.
Yeah, so don't worry about it.
Once you go there, you'll figure
Yes.
Cricket very nice.
He's on the verge of writing some purports.
Yeah. All right. Text 13. Text 13. Savishvakaya Puruhuta Ishaha
Savishvakaya Puruhuta Ishaha
Satya Swayam Jyotiraja Puranaha
Satya Swayam Jyotiraja Puranaha
Dattesya Janmadya Jayatma Shaktya
Dattesya Janmadya Satya
Tam Vidya Yodasya Niriha Aste.
Tam Vidya Yodasya Niriha.
The entire cosmic manifestation is the body of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the Absolute Truth, who has millions of names and unlimited potencies. He is self-effulgent, unborn and changeless. He is the beginning of everything, but he has no beginning. Because he has created this cosmic manifestation by his external energy, the universe appears to be created, maintained, and annihilated by him. Nonetheless, he remains inactive in his spiritual energy and is untouched by the activities of the material energy. Right? So as Krishna, he doesn't get involved in this part of the process. Okay, as Krishna. But his Purusha avatar gets involved in this aspect of creation and so on. So the Purusha avatars are
Three.
Karana,
Shiro Daksha.
So they are there. And so, but when he comes as Swayam Bhagavan, then he is the son of Yashoda, Nanda, like that. So many names he has. So therefore it says here also, he has millions of names according to his activities, actually. At one place I heard Srila Prabhupada says that actually the Lord has no name. But he has so many names because he is doing so many different pastimes. And then Jiva Goswami says the most complete name is Krishna. Yeah. That describes him. So in one sense he is inconceivable, but out of his mercy allows us to address him in the most perfect name, which is Krishna. And so even Rupa Goswami says, just to say the word Krishna is just amazing. So sweet.
In spiritual world, isn't it said Govinda is the actual original name?
That's a wish.
I
So one
thought
of the
it was
names.
Rupa Goswami
One of the
who
names
said that.
according to his activity. Govinda, cowherd,
Cowherd, yeah.
Gopal, cowherd. So it's like that.
There's also the
Gopinath.
there's also the primary names and secondary names.
Yes. So Mahaprabhu explains like that, the primary and secondary. Secondary names are like, the controller, general, like that, Ishvara, all like that. Yeah. The primary names are these names, Yashodananda, Nandanandana, Devaki, all this. Yeah.
What will Bhagavan be?
Bhagavan.
Is it direct or indirect? Primary or secondary? Bhagavan.
It's not the primary.
Yeah, it's cannot be because
It's a general, no? Generic.
yeah.
It's like a scientific name.
Official name.
Official name. Position
Primary
of
indicates the relationship.
Yes.
That's the definition.
Secondary is more like the
Function.
generic functional. Thank you.
More qualities, is it?
Quality is more in the primary.
Primary.
Yeah, because he deals with the devotee in a certain way. So like he rides the chariot, so it is
Parthasar.
Parthasar.
Bhakta Vatsal.
Yes. So but Bhakta Vatsal is more generic. Yeah. And specific names gives you the pastime, everything. It opens up the pastime to you.
Right.
Yeah. So if you say Bhagavan, which pastime? It's a generic name. So when you say Gopal, immediately you see him as a
Covered.
covered boy. Gopal, you see him dancing already,
Yeah.
like that. Yeah. So
Isn't Parashamani gave Bhagavan?
it's a definition of who God is. Yeah. Right? What is that?
6 things, no?
Six of lenses.
Six of lenses. I know, but I was.
Aishwaryasya samagrasya.
Huh?
Aishwaryasya
Yeah,
samagrasya. Viryasya.
Aishwaryasya, some of this, yes. Yeah, Viryasya, Yashashasya. Then Jnanam, Vijnana,
Vairagya.
Vairagya,
Vairagya.
Astikyam.
Sannam, Brahmam, Itinganaha. Yeah, that's 6 things.
Where is
That's a
this
definition.
verse? Yeah, where is this verse? Do we have it somewhere?
It's in the Vishnu Purana.
Prabhupada
Prasarma.
But also
In
in,
introduction, he writes the definition, but not the words.
This is the verse.
This is somewhere.
Vishnu Purana.
it is, if you can't, the best place to find it in Science of Self-Realization. It's there. He quotes this verse. Yeah, then also Prabhupada says, but he's so much and so many energies. And Prabhupada quotes this verse many times. Parashya Shakti Vividaiva Shruyate. So you should know this verse. Many times he quotes. Why? Because the Lord has
Multifold energies.
multiple unlimited energies. And he can act in so many different ways. But ultimately, of course, this is all in the Shikshashtaka Mahaprabhu says, right? Nam Nama Garibha, the Nija Sharpsa. So his names, the primary names are more potent than the secondary names, right? We remember that Lord Shiva tells Parvati that if you chant
3 times.
3 times,
The name of
no, if you chant Vishnu
1,000 times.
1,000 times, it equals to 1
Tatulyam
time.
Ramanama Varanam.
Yes, 1 Ram, and 3 times Ram is. So you can understand the potency. Yeah. Okay, so the name has potency also. It is, again, how can we understand this? Right? Can you understand? It's not possible. The only way we understand is through the mercy of our spiritual master, Srila Prabhupada. And then we follow the instructions and we chant. Comes in Guru Parampara, the mercy comes through that. That's another reason why you should get initiated. So this chanting becomes more potent. Yeah. Yeah, because by the blessings you can chant properly. Yeah. Of course, he has both so many types of energy. Bahiranga Shakti, Antaranga Shakti, and then Tatastha Shakti. Okay? The Bahiranga Shakti is the material energy. Okay, so with the material energy, there's so many sub-energies among the Bahirangas. Antaranga Shakti is also so many, but it's divided into 3 parts. Ladini, Samvit, and Sandini. Yeah, 3 of them. And they also combine in different ways and then helps in his, only thing all this energy do is to help in his,
Pastimes.
that's all. Which means he is just the enjoyer. There is God. God means I only enjoy. So therefore his expansions do all the hard work. So-called hard work. So then we talked about the Purusha avatars, Karana Dakasha Vishnu. So he creates the universe with the living entity, and then the Garbha Dakasha Vishnu then takes over within each universe, then allows the living entities within that universe to go through a purificatory cycle. Okay, like that. So it is very impossible to understand otherwise. All this knowledge is given to us by the Lord Himself. Right? He reveals this knowledge, and particularly as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he reveals so much of this knowledge. And that's why we have from the Goswamis and so on, and again coming down through Srila Prabhupada. And because he's so difficult to understand, Krishna tells Arjuna how to understand. He says, you can understand me only through bhakti. Bhaktyama
Abhijanati.
yavam yaschasmi tatvata. So you understand the tattva behind that. Of course, to do the bhakti you do Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam, like that. But first you have to start with Shravanam
Shravanam.
and Kirtan. Listen properly and chant nicely. Then everything subsequently will reveal to you. You know, it's not something you cannot say I did my 16 rounds so I deserve. It's not like
No
that.
demand.
Yeah, it's causeless. That means it's up to Krishna. Okay? So you have to do to show him that you deserve his mercy. So that's why Tattenu Kampam Sushamikshamanam. The verse comes here. Lord, I will accept whatever you throw at me. You know, but I will not let go of your lotus feet. I will not go against your instructions. I will not go against my spiritual master. And then I will just wait. I will wait for the mercy. So then the Lord feels, okay, you are ready. Okay. So it's dragging. Like that. So, and the last line, I like this, last two lines, Srila Prabhupada says, even though the people of the world have forgotten God, they may say that God is dead, this is not a fact. One can understand God when one takes to the Krishna consciousness movement, and thus one can be happy. Yeah, so if people say, I don't believe in God, you say, join us. We can show you God. We guarantee you, you'll learn about God. Agree? Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's a fact. So that's why I say, if you know Prabhupada's purpose, you can stand and tell people, come and try. You know, don't be a window shopper. You know, come inside and buy the goods. Yeah. So, text 14. Athagre Shaya Karman Yante Karma Hitave Ihamano hi Purushaha Rayo Niham Prapadyate. Therefore, to enable people to reach the state of activities that are not tinged by fruitive results, great saints first engage people in fruitive activities. For unless one begins by performing activities as recommended in the Shastras, one cannot reach the stage of liberation or activities that produce no reactions. So it's very interesting, no? People just can't immediately say, I want to do. Like Arjuna, I wanted to go into the forest, you know. Immediately he said, let me renounce it. So Krishna said, no, you have to do your duty. In the same way, the great sages first engage people in their, according to their nature. And then you do the service, then you control all your different natures properly, then you can listen to instructions. Right? First of all, when you join the movement, immediately they didn't say, okay, get initiated. No, right? They say, follow this, follow that, follow. Then you slowly, you cultivated the good qualities. Then you became qualified to do devotional service. Then you are initiated, means the beginning of your spiritual life. Right? Like that. So Prabhupada writes, he quotes this verse. People like to quote this verse. Yatnata karmano anyatra lokayam karma bandhana. But they will never quote the second part. Tadartham karma kantaya mukta sangha samachara. Because the second part he says you do it only for Krishna's pleasure. Most people will say, no, I have to work, my duty. So I have to go and work. But they don't want to say, actually, I cannot take the results of the work. I have to give it to Krishna. Nobody wants to say that. So here, work done as sacrifice means you're just doing it for his pleasure and you don't take any credits for it, which means no fruits also. So one has to be very careful. Then Prabhupada says, Dukhalaya Shashrutam, what else he says?
It's temporary.
Yeah, there's other words also Krishna says, right? What? Martya
Martyalokam Visham.
Yeah. And then he says, Anityam
Asukam
Asukam
lokam.
lokam.
So
So
many.
3 times he says this way to indicate this is not the place for us.
Sane man.
It's not for a sane man. Okay. Yeah. It's not for us, basically. So it's very important to appreciate why Srila Prabhupada is emphasizing like that. So most of the time we find all over the world, simply for the sake of happiness, Prabhupada says, people are going through various activities. You just have to look out the window in the morning, all these cars are going up and down, right? And you wonder where are they all going, right? Where are they going? Why are they going so fast? Like that. Isn't it? Sometimes you, even in the aircraft, right, when the plane lands and you take your luggage, and people are rushing, and you wonder, there's only one door. How much can you rush out? How fast can you go? And they rush. Where are they going? Because it's fruitive activities. They're thinking, I'm going to be happy if I reach the door first, right? But the pleasure is only fleeting. So if you are very active and you want to do so many activities, Prabhupada says it is advised that active persons engage in and do completely, then we have to go out on books, do God and distribute prasadam, go out on preaching. All this must be done. Completely satisfy the Lord, yourself. Then if you do all that, samsiddhi, haritosha. Yeah. You become happy, the Lord becomes happy with you. Right? Jayatma suprasidati. You also become satisfied. Yeah. Right? So all these are there and we have to understand nicely like that. So no one can enjoy except Krishna. It's actually a misnomer to say we are enjoying. You cannot enjoy. We can't actually. Our enjoyment is only through
Krishna.
service. Service. You will feel most complete when you serve. You may think you are happy in other situation, but most complete is when you serve. Even you try, even in Sunday feast, you serve prasadam to people, and when you see people are happy when you serve, you feel complete. You sometimes don't even want to eat. Or when you cook feast for the deities and so on, for the general, you'll feel completely satisfied. You don't even want to eat also. So service is what we are actually hankering, and we don't understand that.
It's the dharma.
Huh?
That's the nature of.
Yes, the nature of the living entities. So we don't understand that properly. But Srila Prabhupada has come and given us this ability to ignite this our true nature, to become good servants. So whatever we are doing in our day-to-day activities should evoke this service attitude.
Mood.
How you do this service? Serve the devotees, serve your spiritual masters. Whatever your spiritual master said, you should take it as your life
And so.
and soul instruction. Every time he gives you instruction should be, yes, this is my... Because the Guru Maharaj can seriously, yes, he told me that I have to meditate on the instruction. Okay? Okay. Anyway, if you are karmi, you will do activities simply for what? Sense gratification. If you are jnani, you will do activities simply for
Mental speculation.
mental speculation. It gives you pleasure, some fleeting pleasure.
Twinkling.
And if you are yogi, you do
Mystic
For-
potency.
for power. So, but in the common society, you can see all this are done in different ways. People will sabotage another person so that they get powerful position. I have the power, right? Or someone will want to read and write a thesis and present in the big seminars to show that they have the knowledge. Or someone will work hard and build a big skyscraper and say, I've designed this, all this. But
So this verse is saying that we should engage people, right? Even though it looks like they're doing.
Don't do activities not connected to Krishna.
Krishna.
Gradually guide them, right? It's like
Gradually, yes. That is in the 3rd chapter of Bhagavad Gita.
same verse.
Yeah, it says, right, you do not disturb the mind of the
Yeah.
Foolish people.
foolish people. Yes.
Ignorant people.
Yeah. So you engage them not directly but indirectly in the service
Service
of
of Krishna.
Krishna. In the same way, pure devotional doesn't immediately grant it to everyone. No. One of the symptoms of pure devotion is sudurlabham also, right? It's very rarely achieved. So you cannot think everyone's going to take up and do pure devotional service immediately, no. Even what to speak of everyone, you can use yourself and see how much pure devotional activities you are doing on a day-to-day basis. No? That's why I say first thing you start is at
Prayer.
Mangala. You get perfect there and then everything will be easy for you. I'm not making it up. You do that and you'll see everything will flow nicely. Yeah. Don't worry if your children or husband or wife is stopping you. Don't worry about it. You do it and you get out of this entanglement. Because ultimately you're supposed to please the Lord. Right or not? Whatever your thing is. Otherwise, if you try to please everyone, Shramai Vahi came about. But the idea is samsiddhir Haritosha. So remember these things, He set up all these caste systems, everything, but to please Him, not to please ourselves.
Madhav Seva, not Manav Seva.
Yes, not Manava Seva. People like to do Manava Seva. But that's all foolishness, that's all. So if you don't do, one of the reasons why Prabhupada mentions that verse from the 3rd chapter is that if you don't do it properly, it becomes binding. Yeah. So if you are doing any activities and there's no Krishna in that activities, then understand that you are being nicely
Bound. Tied up.
embraced by
Maya.
Maya. And you cannot escape. Unless you surrender to Krishna, Maya Miti Taranti. Yeah. Not easy. As I say, it's not easy. You cannot get out of the material world until Krishna feels you are ready to get out.
It's actually we hold the Maya and say, "Get me out."
Yeah, that's you embrace her and she kicks you. Actually, she kicks you and then put the threshold. So, but we say yes, more. So we can't pretend to take, we cannot just take initiation and pretend to be a devotee because we are not at that level of devotional service yet. So therefore, we have to prove, from the first moment when you get up, you have to show, I'm meaning Krishna. In the beginning, it's difficult, but then if you keep practicing that sadhana properly, things will get easier. So that is why I say you plan your life now, don't plan later because there's no time. You cannot change, you're conditioned. So already prepare to retire. I'm starting my job now, first day job. Okay, when are you retiring?
Begin with the end in the mind.
Huh?
Begin with the end in the mind.
Yeah, you have to. Because it becomes too late. You get so much entangled and then you do not know what to do. So many other things will come in your mind. But if your focus is already clear, then you don't allow things to disrupt your goal. The goal is very clear. That's why when Dronacharya asked Arjuna, he knew exactly what he was going to shoot. Whereas everyone else said, oh, I see this and that. What is wrong with you? That means you can be deviated. So same thing, we should have that goal. You have to start. Don't worry. It's thinking, oh, I'm kind of old now. Don't start now. Pray. That means every day you can pray. Let me focus on you, Krishna. I want to go back in this lifetime. Then you see things will slowly manifest. Krishna will manifest to you, all through your heart.
I heard in the
To get that kind of determination, Mangalarti. Chant nicely. Yeah. Because anytime you wake up after a certain time, you are rushing through. Right? You're all rushing through. Blah, 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 blah. And then you want to multitask. Chanting on one hand, another hand doing phone calls or, WhatsApp or whatever you want. Left hand. That's why they want phone with thumb movements. Yeah. Oh, the phone is too big. I cannot use my thumb to send message. So we can't pretend like that. So let's not pretend. Let's not become mithyachars. Then in the last paragraph, Srila Prabhupada says, and this is very, very important. Recently, at Mayapur, an African devotee wanted to imitate Haridas Thakur. But after 15 days, he became restless and went away. Do not suddenly try to imitate Haridas Thakur. Engage yourself in Krishna conscious activities and gradually you will come to the stage of liberation. Muktir hitvan yata rupam swarupena vyavastiti. Right? So be very sincere when in doing this, and your spiritual master will be very pleased with you. Meaning you approach your spiritual master and say, I'm doing all this, but I want to know, will I go back to Godhead at the end of my life? Right or not? Huh? We have to think like that. If we don't think, then we are not serious about our goal of life. Text 15. Ihate Bhagavanisho Nahi Tatra Vishajyate Atmalabhe. Godhead is full in opulence by his own gain. Yet he acts as the creator, maintainer, annihilator of this material world. In spite of acting in that way, he is never entangled. Hence, devotees who follow in his footsteps are also never entangled. Right? The last portion of that is iron in fire. You know that answer?
Yes.
Right? You all know, right? Iron in
Same
fire.
quality of the fire.
Yeah, so iron by itself is not fire. But if you in fire for a long time, it will take the same quality. So therefore, if you are Krishna consciousness, then you are never entangled. But we have to understand that, if I can continue somehow or other making sure that I'm not entangled, then I will be safe. Again, Srila Prabhupada states the same verse. Right or not? As in the previous one, when he began, remember? Yagnata karmano anyatra lokayam karma bandhana. So same thing he's saying. Entanglement comes because we want to do it for ourselves. Selfish nature. We are putting ourselves in the center. But here the whole idea is that we work for Krishna, not for anyone else. We will be entangled. And Prabhupada gives a very nice example. He says like the silkworms in the cocoons. So that's the worm at a certain time in his life, he will stop eating and so on. And then he'll secrete this silk thread and then wraps itself up. Right? And then he has to stay inside. He doesn't know what's going to happen. So he's entangled. Of course, along comes the people, they pick up all the cocoons and then put in boiling water and then get the silk. And then you have silk saris and dhotis. you should offer everything to, yeah, even your clothes you buy, you should offer. Okay? Don't just buy, wash and wear. Offer. Offer your saris, whatever. Offer to Krishna and say, please, you please, bless this so I can wear it on your behalf.
Can we do that mentally, or do we have to put tulsi and then offer?
You don't need to put tulsi, but just offer. No?
Just
Yeah, pray and say, please, you take.
I think we can't offer socks, right?
no
We should not.
What?
socks.
Socks are offered.
Because he offers everything except socks.
Yeah.
Why?
Why not
I've
socks?
seen Maharaj, the
Socks
Bhakti
is-
Vikas Swami never offers socks.
Okay, you follow your Guru
Something is
Maharaj.
there. I don't understand the logic for that.
Well, if you wear it, then you can't offer it.
No, but after wearing, can't put
After
on.
offering, you can wear, no?
Something with socks, I don't understand.
Maybe Krishna doesn't wear socks.
Yeah.
Maybe your Guru Maharaj feels it, because it's true. In the
Vrindavan.
pastime in Vrindavan, he walks and his footprints are
Barefoot.
everywhere. So Krishna doesn't wear socks.
That's why you don't.
Krishna doesn't need, then we don't need.
No, but if you offer socks, he will wear. You're a devotee, no?
He will wear.
Right? Just like some people say, Krishna, don't use fork and spoons. How do you know?
Yes.
Right? If you go China, they offer for chopsticks. So Krishna will say, no problem, I'll try.
I can do everything.
Exactly.
It's not limited by.
Yeah, so we shouldn't feel that way. Unless your bhav is so strong that you feel that he's never wearing,
Maybe
Yeah.
that's his love. I don't,
Yes,
I
exactly.
can offer.
you cannot. That we are part and parcel of the Supreme Lord. By quoting the verse, Mamai
So
Vangso
Jiva
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 Bhuta
Sanatana.
Sanatana, indicating that we are eternal living entities. What is our problem? Manasastan Indriyani Prakriti-stani Harshati. Trying to enjoy with our senses and mind this material nature. But what does it give? It only gives
Suffering.
suffering. It's like trying to milk the goat on the, Prabhupada says, there's
Neck.
nipples on the neck.
Yeah.
And you're not going to get anything. So it is like that. So we are minute forms, we are expansions of Krishna. Remember I mentioned Tatastha Shakti. We have everything like the Lord, but we are not powerful. Already without the power, we are so hard to control. Right? So just imagine, and to control us, he's, according to the Acharyas, he is using 25% of his potency to create this material energy. 3/4 he holds back as spiritual energy, 1/4 he uses. So let's see how rascal we are. He has to use so much potency to teach us a lesson. But he's willing to do that so that we can go back to serve him. That's his mercy. Okay. Because of the material energy is very attractive for the Tatastha Shakti. When he is in the marginal potency, he is easily attracted by the Bahiranga Shakti. He sees it as glittering also. And so he moves towards it to enjoy it. And then he gets trapped. Okay. But Krishna is so kind, he says, don't worry. Manmana bhava madbhakto madhyadimam namaskuru. He says, think of me and become my devotee, worship me and offer your homage unto me. So that's one of the things you all should do when you're chanting the Maha Mantra. Just make sure it's between you and Krishna. Remember pastimes. Remember I was saying read Krishna books so that when you chant, you can remember pastimes, nothing wrong. Or if you can't do that, then sit in front of your deities and chant. Or have a picture and chant. And put your phone away.
It's difficult.
Set it to not disturb until, yeah, you can set, nowadays the phones are so smart. So you can set it, don't disturb until maybe, let's say you go to work at 9 o'clock, so after 8 o'clock, no phone disturbance. Right? You can set that, right?
Do not disturb.
unless you have a direct call to the United States of America president or something, then emergency.
Prabhuji, what if the service that we do keeps coming when we chant?
What service? Example.
Your particular service?
Yeah, like the service that we do the most, that keeps coming up when we chant.
What do you mean by coming
Yes,
up?
Means his thoughts are
Oh, your thoughts of
Yeah,
about the
Yeah.
services
Yeah.
for Krishna that he's doing.
Actually, a lot of great ideas coming.
All right, then you keep a piece of paper. Whenever the ideas come, you just write the idea and then say, okay, don't disturb me now. Yeah. So you can do that. Because I've seen some senior Vaishnavas do that. They just write and then put it back and then go back to chanting. Your mind is very tricky. It can give you great ideas just so that you stop chanting
Yeah.
also. So sometimes you may have to tell your mind, okay, good idea, you shut up first. Can you just focus on Krishna's holy name? Because unless you are in charge, you are supposed to be in control of the mind. The mind shouldn't be in control of you, right? In the hierarchy of the creation and so on. So yeah, but if you feel the ideas are really good, just write it down quickly and then continue and tell the mind, I need to chant properly.
This is my time with Krishna.
Yeah,
I'm on call with Krishna right now.
yeah, on call.
Conference call going on.
Yeah, okay. You can say it's a conference call. Don't disturb me. Yeah, I mean, sometimes, let's say there's a problem and you need to solve and you're chanting and the solution comes up, then it could be Paramatma giving you solution. It's possible. Continues in the last paragraph. A devotee's business is to offer obeisances to the Lord and the spiritual master constantly. Yeah, so I think one time my Guru Maharaj, Kamakshi Maharaj, was doing a secretarial service. So he was a sannyas, so he'd come to see Prabhupada and then, So then one time Prabhupada said, whenever you come, you have to pay obeisance. So every time he came, he started paying obeisance. Pay obeisance before he talks, then pay obeisance and go on. So he kept doing like that. And then, like that. So I remember when I was serving him, he said the same thing. My Guru Maharaj said, every time you come, pay obeisance. So I would come, pay, and then pay obeisance, go. Now after a while, he said, stop that. So at least my Guru Maharaj was very merciful. Yeah. But yeah, one should constantly. So like you go to temple room, you should pay obeisance. Nothing wrong. It's good for us. Then you know who you are. Otherwise you think you are better than
Lord.
the Lord himself. Yeah. After a while you think the Lord is, hey,
My friend.
I'm here, you are there.
I'm helping, serving.
Okay, text 16. Tam hi hamanam nirahankritam buddham
Tamihyamanam nirahangritam buddham
nirashisham purnamananya choditam
nirashisham purnamananya choditam
nirshikshayantam nijavatma samstitam
nirshikshayantam nijavatma samsitam
prabhum prapadye kila dharma bhavanam.
prabhum prapadye kila dharma bhavanam.
The Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna, works just like an ordinary human being. Yet he does not desire to enjoy the fruits of work. He is full in knowledge, free from material desires and diversions, and completely independent. As the supreme teacher of human society, he teaches his own way of activities, and thus he inaugurates the real path of religion. I request everyone to follow him. Nice, huh? But Krishna tells in the Bhagavad Gita that if I don't do this duty,
Everybody.
what?
After that, right?
Limpan.
Limpan.
Yes. People will just, I will be the source of the
Destruction.
chaos and destruction. People will follow me. So therefore I also follow.
Follow the rules. of the
Yes,
world.
rules and regulations. So when he says works just like an ordinary human being, means he's setting an example. Yeah. So we have to follow. And how do we know how to follow Krishna? We follow what he instructs us to follow, but we don't imitate what he does. So if you want to imitate, Prabhupada says first you go and lift the Govardhan hill. Then you can imitate everything else, like dancing with the gopis and stuff like that. Rishikeshan, during the time of Bhaktivinoda Thakur. He was a big yoga siddhi. He had so much power, then he was claiming to be a Krishna. And then he, in a certain village, he started telling all the village people that they should send their wives to him. And he started doing nonsense. So the locals started complaining to the British Raj, and so they asked Bhaktivinoda Thakur to go and fix the problem.
He cut his hair.
Yeah. So Thakur, don't mess around with me. You don't know who I am. Then in the prison, they both were discussing. Then Bhaktivinoda Thakur told him, "You're not God. Why are you cheating people?" He said, "If they like it, why I can't do this?" Like that. So this is how people are. They with some. Yeah, he warned Bhaktivinoda Thakur, "I'll cause a lot of problems."
The whole family got
He got very sick.
Yeah. So anyway, I'm not going to go into all the full length points. The Lord manifests his pastime as an ordinary man doesn't mean we can manifest pastime as a supreme Lord. No? You cannot imitate like that. Okay? So we should be very careful. So another point that Swambhu Manu is saying here is he does not desire to enjoy the fruits of work. Why would he even care what he gets here in this material world? He's already have unlimited pleasures in the spiritual planet. He's got what? What is the planet description? Chintamani Prakara Satmasu Kalpa Vriksha. So there are already so many Lakshmis. There's so many Kalpa Vrikshas, desire fulfilling. Why would he want to come here and get some temporary pleasure? So therefore, he doesn't desire to enjoy the fruits of any work. He's Satchit Ananda Vigraha, full of knowledge. Nothing material is instructions only, not imitate his activities. Okay. And Prabhupada also talks about how Lord Ramachandra showed practical examples of living as a good king, good husband, good son, good brother, whatever you want to say. He showed everyone like that. Prabhupada says actually Lord Ramachandra's advent is to show that there is no comparison to Lord Ramachandra's acting as an ideal king. No one could match all those things. And then this is very nice. Prabhupada says, indeed, people still hanker for Ram Rajya, a government conducted like that of Lord Ramachandra. But what happens? People want only what? But they don't want. They don't want Ram, but they only want the Rajya. Prabhupada says that, and that's what they want. They just want to control people, but they don't want to follow the instructions of Ram. Okay. All right. So if you follow nicely, then we can say Tyaktva Deham Punarjanma. If you follow nicely, means you'll understand why Krishna took advent, why Lord Ramachandra came, why this wants to take me back. And then your whole heart changes. It's a change of heart. Then Naiti Mahamiti So Arjuna. Okay. So simply have to follow. And how to follow all this instruction? Through the guidance of the spiritual master. Srila Prabhupada, like that. Yeah. And then in the next paragraph, after the Manu from the Manu Samhita, the next paragraph. There's a famous verse, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. He describes Mahaprabhu. Vairagya Vidya Nija Bhakti Yoga Shiksha. Verse for you all to memorize. And pray to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Let me take shelter of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna, who has descended in the form of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to teach us real knowledge. His devotional service and detachment from whatever does not foster Krishna consciousness. He has descended because he is an ocean of transcendental mercy. Let me surrender onto his lotus feet. Okay, so if you can memorize this verse and you chant it with feeling when you pray to Mahaprabhu. And there's another verse also, right? We chanted the other day. Nityananda Sahodito Gododiyo Pushpamantra Chitra Sandho Tamonadu, right? So that verse also. You all should memorize.
Where is that?
Sri Krishna Chaitanya Nityananda Sahodito Gododiyo Pushpamantra Chitra Sandho Tamonadu. It's in the even in the
Initial chapter, Adi Leela,
Adi Leela.
Chaitanya Charitamrita.
Yes.
First chapter, I think.
Yes.
1
Very
to 1.
initial verses.
Huh?
1 to 1.
CC 1 to 1.
Yeah.
Anyway, in the CC. Yeah. Because both the brothers have arisen over the horizon to, help us
Deliver.
to deliver us in this age of Kali. Yeah. From ignorance. Like that. How to please Mahaprabhu? We just have to go and preach to people. Go out on books. If you can't do books, you sponsor the books. You can't sponsor the books, then you
Get the ribbons to tie the 3 sides.
yes go and
Vinesh Prabhu is here. New Sankirtan.
okay.
He
Yeah,
distributes-
so we go out and do books. Yeah. Somehow or other we go and do books. So you and friends, Christmas holiday, as I mentioned, your work colleagues, you give them gifts. That's a way of, tell them I really like your association. I want to give you something that helped me to become a better person. So this is a very sacred book in India. Even Mahatma Gandhi read it. Who else is there? Great philosophers, Emerson and all that, right?
Emerson.
Yeah. Thoreau, yeah. So you can say, yeah, Nelson Mandela. So all of them appreciate it. So I feel, great pleasure in my heart to give you this. So they will be like, oh, wow, this is so nice. Merry Christmas. Yeah. You should do that. Every year you should just give some books. Yeah. Or 1 year you can even give the pastimes of Krishna or cookbook also, because there's some philosophy, but something. If you can't do that, then give. I was telling you, right, when I was flying, this man was, I said, let me help him out. Give him a piece of samosa. And after just ate only, he I was thinking, what's happening? Then I thought something's wrong. I said, this is so good. This is so good. What do you call this? He became so bright, He was like that all the time, I was feeling sorry for him. It's so amazing transformation. So it works. The process works. We just have to help the acharyas like that.
Prabhupada said that if you cook ghee and give them, they will stop eating meat.
Yeah, Prabhupada says that. Yeah. But in the beginning, when they smell ghee, they will hate it.
Yeah, they can't.
You will see.
It is
They'll
the-
complain.
How to give ghee, Prabhu? Just like that
He
ghee?
make fry
Deep fry, or something. Cook in ghee. That's what you mean. Not put your hand and put ghee.
That's our first.
121.
Adi 1 2.
And second.
Adi 1 2.
Adi 1 2.
Adi one.
Adi. A good verse to know. I chant this verse before. I always chant, not before chanting, like giving classes, I chant either in my mind or I chant openly.
Thank you.
Because they are the ones who want to, we are just their instruments.
Agents.
Yeah.
First and the first chapter, second verse.
All right. We got it. Let's move on. Text 17. So we just heard Swayambhu Manu giving instructions to his sons and daughters. Text 17. Sri Shuka Vacha Iti Mantropanisadam Vyaharantam Samahitam
Vyaharantam samahitam
Tritsvasurayatu Dana
Vishwasuraya
Jagdum Abhyadravam Shuddha.
Jagatum Makravan Sudha
Sukadev Goswami continued, Swayambhuva Manu was thus in a trance, chanting the mantras of cannibals and asuras, atheists. They are in any point in creation, you'll find all these people. It's only a matter of concentration, how many of devotees, how many of asuras. So you can see, they were wanting to eat him. Text 18. Tams tatavasitan vikshya Yagna sarvagato hari
Yagna sarvagato hari
Yamahi parivrito devair
Yamai parivrito devai
Advashashatri vishtapam.
Advasha Trivishtapam
The Supreme Lord Vishnu, who sits in everyone's heart, appeared as Yagnapati, observed that the Rakshasas and demons were going to devour Swayambhuva Manu. Thus the Lord, accompanied by his sons named the Yamas and by all the other demigods, killed the demons and Rakshasas. He then took the post of Indra and began to rule the heavenly kingdom.
This is that one other son, right? Yajnapati.
Yagnapati. This is the other son.
Yajnapati and Karpura.
Yeah, this is Yagnapati.
That was Yagnamurti.
Maybe the name is either Yagnapati or Yagnamurti. Yeah.
Same.
Yeah, so it's the same person because one was Kapila Dev,
The other
the son
one
of Devahuti. This is son of
Akuti.
Akuti. Okay. Text 19. This is the next Manu. Swarochiso dvitiyastu
Svarachiso dvitiyastu
Manuragne suto bhava
Manuragne suto bhava
Dyumat sushena rochisma
Yumat susena rochisma
Pramukhastasya chatmajaha.
Chukastasya chatmaja
The son of Agni named Swarochisa became the second Manu. His several sons were headed by, yes,
But he has many expansions like Rudras.
Rudras, but among the Rudras, Shiva is the post, is the topmost. Yeah,
On that way we can say first.
yeah. But the Lord Shiva has a post also. He stays on this side of the Viraja river and on the other side of the Viraja river. And then he stays in Shivaloka, and then he stays down in,
Yeah, by
no, where's that? Anyway, in the lower planetary system.
Anantaseshwar is next.
Anandaseshwara. And then he stays with Kuvera. So there's many locations he stays. So,
He's one person who cannot be changed, right? It's not that
yeah, it's one person.
like Brahma can.
But
be
he has different
locations.
locations where he appears. Yeah.
And what I'm trying to say is Brahma will be different living entities every day.
Different
They are
living
living entities, but
entity.
he is not living
He's not
entity.
the same. He will be the same person, Lord Shiva, like that.
It's also a pose.
But he is not living
But
entity.
like a permanent post. You can say that.
Okay, you can say a permanent pose. As far as I know, okay.
Yeah, he doesn't change. No, it's not that some other living entity will become.
It's only
It's not-
occupied by Shiva is
No,
what
no,
it is.
it's
Yeah,
yeah.
it's
It's
the same
not
one.
a
He does not
living
change.
entity like
Not
Jiva, but he is in between.
That's why.
Shambhu Tattva, he's,
Yes,
he's
Shivata. Sambhuta, Shiva. All right. Anyway, we'll go to the next text 20. Tatrendro rochanastu asid
Tatrendro rochanastvasi
devascha tusitadaya
Devascha tushitadaya
urjastambadaya shapta
Urjastambadaya sarta
Shayo Brahmavadinaha.
Rishayo brahmavadinaha
During the reign of Swarochisha, the post of Indra was assumed by Rochana, the son of Yajna. Tushita and others became the principal demigods, and Urja Stamba, and others became the 7 saints. All of them were faithful devotees of the Lord. Rishestu Veda Shirashash Tushita Nama Patni Abud
Tushita nama patni abhut.
Tasyam Jashne Tato Devo
Tasyam jajne tato devo.
Vibhuriti Avivishvrutaha.
Vibhuriti abhivishvutaha.
Vedashira was a very celebrated rishi. From the womb of his wife, whose name was Tushita, came the avatar named Vibhu. Text 22. Astashiti Sahasrani
Astasiti sahasrani.
Munayo ye Drita Vrataha
Munayo ye krita vratam.
Vashikshan Vratam Tasya
Anvashiksham vratam tasya.
Kaumara Brahmacharinaha.
Kaumara brahmacharina.
Vibhu remained a brahmachari and never married throughout his life. From him, 88,000 other saintly persons took lessons on self-control, austerity, and similar behavior. Very powerful. Text 23. Tritiya Uttamo Nama
Tritiya uttamo nama.
Priyavrato Suto Manu
Priyavarta suto manu.
Pavana Srinjayo Yagna
Pavana shinjayo yajna.
Hotradyas Tatsutanipa.
Uttaraja satsuta nripa.
O king, the third Manu, Uttama, was the son of King Priyavrata. Among the sons of this Manu were Pavana, Srinjaya, and Yagnahotra. So, 2 sons of Priyavrata will become Manu. This is Uttama, the first one. Vasishta Tanaya Sapta
Tanaya sapta.
Vishaya Pramadadaya
Rishaya pramadadaya.
Satya Vedasruta Bhadra
Satya Veda Shuta Bhadra.
Deva Indrastu Satyaji.
Deva Indrastu Satyajit.
During the reign of the third Manu, Pramada and other
Deva Indrastu Satyajit.
During the reign of the third Manu, Pramada and other sons of Vashishta became the 7 sages. The Satyas, Vedashrutas, and Bhadras became demigods, and Satyajit was selected to be Indra, the king of heaven. Text 25. Dharmasya sunritayam tu
Dharmasya sunrushotamaha.
Satyasena iti kyato
Satyasena iti kyato.
Jata Satyavratai saha.
Jata Satyavratai saha.
In this Manvantara, the Supreme Personality of Godhead appeared from the womb of Sunrita, who was the wife of Dharma, the demigod in charge of religion. The Lord was celebrated as Satyasena, and he appeared with other demigods known as Satyavratas. Text 26. Sunrita Vrata Dushilan Asato Yaksha Rakshashan
Yasato yaksharakshasan.
Bhutadruho Bhutaganan
Bhutadruho bhutanam.
Shavadi Satyajit Shakaha.
Chavadit Satyajit sakaha.
Satyasena, along with his friend Satyajit, who was the king of heaven, Indra, killed all. Chaturtha Uttama Brata
Chaturtha namna chatamasaha.
Ritu Khyati Nara Ketu
Ritu kyatir nara ketur.
Diyadya Dasha Tatsutaha.
Iti yagya dashatasutaha.
The brother of the third Manu, Uttama, was celebrated by the name Tamasa, and he became the 4th Manu. Tamasa had 10 sons, headed by Prithu, Khyati, Nara, and Ketu. Text 28. Satyaka Harayo Veera
Satyaka harayo veera.
Deva Sri Shika Ishvaraha
Deva Sri Shika Ishvaraha.
Jyoti Damadaya Sapta
Jyotir dhamadaya sapta.
Shayastamacintare.
Vishayastamsintare.
During the reign of Tamasa Manu, among the demigods were the Satyakas, Haris, and Veeras. The heavenly king Indra was Trishika. The sages in Saptarishi Dhama were headed by Jyotir Dhama. Text 29. Deva Vaidritayo Nama
Deva Vaidritayo Nama
Vidrite Stanaya Nirva
Vidrite Stanaya Nirva
Nashta Kalena Yayurveda
Nashta Kalena Yayurveda
Vidrita Svena Tejasa.
Vidrita Tejasa.
O king, in the Tamasa Manvantara, the sons of Vidriti, who were known as the Vaidritis, also became demigods. Since in course of time the Vedic authority was lost, these demigods, by their own powers, protected the Vedic authority. So there are two types of demigods in his Manvantara. One of them protected the Vedic authority, the other one ruled the universe.
What do you mean by protected? They spread it, or
Huh?
what do they mean by spread it, or
Huh?
what do they mean by protected the Vedic authority? They shared the wisdom.
No, the authority of the Vedas. They made sure people follow
Follow
those
the
steps,
instructions.
yeah. Text 30. Tatrapi Jashne Bhagavan
Tatrapi Jasne Bhagavan
Harinyam Harimedasaha
Harinyam Harimedasaha
Haririti Arto Yena
Hariritiyato Ena
Rajendro Mochito Graha.
Rajendro Mochito Graha.
Also in this Manvantara, the Supreme Lord Vishnu took birth from the womb of Harini, the wife of Harimeda, and he was known as Hari. Hari saved his devotee Gajendra, the king of the elephants, from the mouth of a crocodile. And text 31. So Parikshit Maharaj is like, Parikshit Maharaj is like, oh wow, what is this? King of elephants?
So much
Super fast. Super fast, yeah. So many generations.
Yeah. No, the second and third Manvantaras. So I think Sukadev Goswami only highlights the key personalities, but in this fourth Manvantara, he talks about the elephant being saved by Hari. So Parikshit Maharaj gets like, his interest is fight. Who is this elephant? So text 31. Shri Rajavacha
Shri Rajavacha
Badarayana Etatte
Badarayana Etate
Shrutum Ichchamahe Vayam
Shrotum Ichchamahe Vayam
Hariryatha Gajapatim
Hariryatha Gajapatim
Grahagrastam Amumucha.
Grahagrastam Amumucha.
King Parikshit said, my Lord Badarayani, we wish to hear from you in detail how the king of the elephants, when attacked by a crocodile, was delivered by Hari.
Stop past it.
I want to know more. Actually, it's like that. When you hear pastime, sometimes
Curious.
you get interested by, I remember when we were little kids, our grandmother used to tell this Ramayana, and we would say, what about this son? You said, so text 32. Tad kathasu mahat punyam
Tatkathasu mahapunyam
Danyam swastyayanam shubham
Danyam swastyayanam shubham
Yatra yatro tamashloko
Yatra yatro tamashloko
Bhagavan giyate hari.
Bhagavan giyate hari.
Any literature or narration in which the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Uttama Shloka, is described as auspicious. Devotee always brings auspiciousness to other living entities. The first two qualities is 60 volumes, as Prabhupada says. Give at least one book. Right. In those days, the Srimad Bhagavatam were small books, 3 part, so they were 60. I remember we used to get that 60 volumes. Yeah, but then later on they came with 18 volumes. Yeah, so wherever we speak, like we are now able to read Prabhupada's books also. Or if you don't want to read, at least put on his classes. There's also recordings of Prabhupada reading the Krishna book.
Yeah.
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 I don't know how good the quality is.
Mhm.
Anyway,
Entire.
And yours and Prabhupada.
no, they were asking his Guru Maharaj, Gopal Krishna Maharaj, how much to listen to Prabhupada. Gurus have the mood of Prabhupada, but they also have their own projects, you know. So sometimes they'll emphasize the projects. So we don't want to lose Prabhupada's mood and mission. All right, so then from Sukadev we go down to Sutta Goswami. Sri Sutta Vacha
Sutta
Parikshitaivam Satubhadarayani
Parikshitaivam Sasupadarayani
Prayopavistena Kata Suchodita
Prayopavishena Tata Sucho.
Doesn't do this. So from tomorrow we'll do the
Second chapter.
second, third, fourth onwards. Gajendras.
Jai.
Yeah, crisis. Yeah, it's towards the end of the chapter he's in crisis. Otherwise he's enjoying it.
Very
All right, thank you very much. Grantara Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai.